Hey Blue Table fans, it's time for a Dropzone Commander bat rep. We're in the dining hall at Summit Mountain Valhalla, and I'm here with Gary from Fate 212.
Yes.
Yes, he's an effervescent personality. And we have the actual creator of the game standing by to make sure that we don't make any rules, errors. And so we're going to have a good time. We're playing 1,500 points, which is actually a nice meaty battle for Dropzone Commander. It's about a good points level. You get up to 2,500, and boy, you better be an expert player to handle all those battle groups.
Yeah, this is a standard tournament size game, this. So it's good.
Fantastic. Oh, so
and both sides are pretty balanced out.
Yeah, both sides pretty balanced. Good kind of all-round mixed lists, which is the best kind of list to have for Dropzone generally. Quite high-level commanders, which means there'll be a lot of cards being played and stuff like that, which is always fun.
Until mine dies.
Until yours dies, because the Scourge ones generally do, late game.
Okay, so, Dave, tell me about my army.
Okay, so here you've got, both armies have got 5 battle groups. You've got an infantry battle group here, 2 squads of legionnaires, they're basic infantry, in bear APCs and a condor. That's a fairly cost-effective way of getting a lot of men on the board.
Now, can I show something really quick? If you'd be so kind. The way Dave has designed these models, it's the coolest. You can actually, well, you can do it with magnets, but they're also so precision designed they will actually clamp the thing onto it. And it's awesome. So a lot of people actually magnetize their pieces so that they stick into the dropship. Okay, go ahead, Dave. What's next?
Yeah, so you've got your legionnaires there, basic infantry. Then you've got a albatross heavy dropship with 6 saber main battle tanks and 3 rapier main anti-air battle tanks. That's a nice big chunk of hard to kill armor coming in on a cheaper dropship, which is good if you want to get bulk down onto the table. That's what the albatross is best at, really. Then you've got a squad of Praetorians. They're elite infantry. They can fast rope in from the Raven A light dropship. They're fantastic infantry killers. They're not very good at anything else, but basically they go in and they slaughter other infantry in CQB, close combat. That's what they're good for. A lot of points, but they are powerful. And then you've got some Wolverines there. Rocket pod Wolverines, I see, on Raven Bs. This is all a very fast, very mobile little battle group here. The Wolverines are useful.
I love the Raven A.
Yeah, the Raven
Those
A
are awesome because it goes really fast and it can get the units in the building really quickly.
Yeah, it's got that. It can get off the board really fast. I mean, it dies as soon as you look at it. You've got to keep it really safe and be really careful of anti-air because it's just got 1 damage point and armor 5, so it's dead as soon as you even try and shoot at it. But it's so fast you can usually avoid being shot at.
And you can't avoid the roof insertions.
Yeah,
these guys can actually fly onto the roof of the building and insert their troops directly into the building
without having to land.
Which
is really important.
Right, they rappel in.
They can fast rope straight in. So,
and that's why, now if I wanted to reconfigure my army, how would I fit another Raven A with these guys in this army?
Oh, well, you could put 2 in, you could put another, probably if you wanted more Praetorians, you could put them in the command group. Exotic infantry, you don't have that many slots for them because they are quite specialist. So you have to make use of the slots you've got. There's 1 in the command groups, you could put them there.
So technically I could do, if I had the points, I could make another one of these over here in this group.
I mean, or you could just have another infantry battle group in favour of something else.
Right.
Because you can put ordinary infantry in Raven A's as well.
Okay.
Which is a very cheap way of grabbing objectives near the back of the board. Because Praetorians, if they're just going to sit in a building at the back of the table and look for objectives, then you've wasted points on them. They're only really worthwhile if you're sending them in to kill other infantry. That's what you pay the points for. If you're not going to do that, then you should just be running regular legionnaires and just putting them in, because it's a nice and cheap way of stealing objectives near your board edge. Generally,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Oh, no, that was all.
I'm interrupting the creator of the game with my own thoughts.
No, it was cool. It's no worries.
Go ahead, what's next?
Yeah, so you've got 2 Gladius heavy tanks in a Condor.
Nice.
That's a heavy battle group. Those Gladius tanks are very hard to kill, great firepower, great range. They're basically 2 sabres together, and they're just great because if you've got, say, 2 sabres, you shoot at them, you do 1 damage point, that means a sabre's dead and it's not going to be firing back. You do a damage point to a gladius and it's still going to be firing back with both shots. But it's slower, and you know it can't split fire. Those 2 railguns have got to shoot at the same thing, so there are downsides. And it costs a fair number of points, but they're a good sort of position holder, Gladius tanks. They're very solid. And then down the end here we've got a Kodiak command vehicle. This is going to be rolling on. The Kodiak is very contrasted to the Scourge commander, which we'll get to in a bit. The Kodiak is very much a sit at the back of the field kind of command unit.
Right.
It doesn't want to be far forward, so a lot of the time it's not worth paying points for a dropship for it. You
So
just roll them on
oddly,
at the back.
so this isn't on a dropship. It's just going to go.
It's just going to roll on at the back of the table because there's no real need to fly it on. It's got an infinite range indirect fire weapon, which is the orbital strike. The Wolverines, the little buggies here, can do spotting for that, so there's no accuracy penalties if you can't see what you're shooting at, which is useful if the Wolverines can. So that's really powerful. That's an Energy 13 orbital strike, which is nice. And it also holds the commander, and it's quite good because your commander's pretty safe because he's going to be at the back. It's a tough unit, quite hard to kill, so it's a nice choice for the UCM. And then you've got another squad of Rapiers, more anti-air tanks on the Condor. You generally do want those on dropships because you want to be able to position them further forward where you want them to be, or potentially even redeploy them late game.
Or to protect your Kodiak.
Now I noticed I don't have any, what are they called, fast movers?
Yes.
Yeah, no fast
And I don't see any over on the Scourge side either.
No, with this game we're running with no fighters.
Okay.
It'll keep it somewhat simpler. I like fast movers. I think fast movers are great. It's good that both armies don't have them. It tends to, if one player's taken some and the other player hasn't, the player who's got them is quite a big advantage. I always think it's worth taking a few in armies, just a few, because they can be very good late game to kill objectives at the back. Those light dropships, the Raven A, try to sneak around at the back of the board. That's meat to fighters. The fighters will just kill that quite easily. But then the UCM especially have always got some great anti-air defence, which makes it somewhat harder to do that. But you know, it's good that we haven't got fighters on both sides. That's fine. That will run okay.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about the Scourge. Now, first off, how do you say the name?
Scourge.
Scourge. No, hold on. Let me see if I got it. Scourge.
Well, it always sounds like a Victorian chimney sweep. Whenever any American tries a Brit accent, it just becomes Victorian chimney sweep.
Right then, Dave. Let's take a look at what we have here.
I won't try because I'm worse than he is.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's just brilliant. I'm not going to embarrass myself with American, but this is great. Scourge, whatever you like.
Okay. Oh, so whatever I like.
Well,
Okay, you said it. It's official, folks. The official way to say this army name is however I like it. So I'm going to go with Scourge.
Fine.
Yeah.
Well,
You have it on tape, folks.
playing the
He said fine. Now all I got to do is get in at GW and change it to Cahorn, and get in at War Machine and change it to Cygnar, Kador, Crikes, and what's the other one? And Menoth. Yep, that's all I got to do.
All right.
Switch it up.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Scourge. No, that's okay. We've got a very mixed command battle group here. The Scourge commander, in contrast to the UCM one, that has to get stuck in. It's only any good when it gets really far forward.
Yeah, it makes like an electrical storm.
Yeah, it makes a big ion storm and just it hits everything within 6 inches on a free up, everything within 6 inches on 12 inches on a 6 up, which is devastatingly powerful with energy 11 on the ground, including friendlies though. So it's somewhat unwieldy sometimes. But it's also very, very powerful. But it can do a directed fine beam against buildings, and it's a fantastic building demolisher as well. And that won't hit friendlies, so depending on what you want to do with it. But it also means it's far forward with the rest of your army, which is what you want with a commander, because a lot of cards can only be played nearby the commander itself. So a Scourge commander isn't going to be helping that much if he's sat at the back not doing anything. He needs to be getting stuck in with the rest of the army. What that does mean, as we touched on a little bit, is the Scourge commander will often die in games, especially late on. But by which point, hopefully, he would have made a serious impact and done a lot of killing by that stage. So yeah, so you've got the Desolator, great fun. You've got some Reapers, anti-air down there. They're very specific anti-air. They're fantastic against aircraft and useless against ground targets. Whereas the UCM ones are half decent against Scourge tanks and pretty good anti-air and got more range too. But the Scourge, when they get close, they're the most powerful anti-air in the game. Hit on twos, pretty much damage on twos nearly all the time. So they're to be feared. Then you've got some Minders. Think of them as barrage balloons. So they're little tiny flyers. They deploy from the Intruder, Beta, light dropship here. And they come off and they kind of float around quite slowly. But they've got very powerful AA as well, and they basically create a no-fly zone. Nice and cheap for points though, so they're worth taking. So very slow, yeah.
I did want to point out that, like almost everything in this game, these slot into the bottom of this.
And if you do it, they actually really do hold.
Yeah,
they don't need to be magnetized. They're
very light. They're very, very light. So you sort of plug them on.
The engineering is so precise on all this stuff. It's crazy. Like a dentist invented this game. Okay, go ahead.
A dentist.
A dentist, I hope not.
Dentists are very precise. Okay, maybe it wasn't the greatest comparison.
I felt like a neurosurgeon.
That sounds cool. That does sound cool.
That sounds
all right,
cool.
that's great.
Instead of someone grinding your teeth.
Yeah. So here we've got the Scourge Standard Infantry Battle Group. 2 squads of warriors in Invader APCs with a Marauder medium dropship. Right. These are, again, standard infantry for the Scourge. They're equivalent to UCM Legionnaires. Better at anti-tank at close range, but less flexible. Slightly braver in close combat, so they have a very slight edge against the UCM, but it's not much, it's just a very small advantage. So you've got those. Then we've got a Despoiler, heavy dropship. This is a nice big heavy unit. You've got the plasma cannon upgrade on that as well, haven't you?
I do, but it is not in this game.
Oh, you haven't? You're not in this. Just
I could not fit it into the points.
Yeah.
So
It's got
I do field it though.
It can be armed with a very powerful twin links.
So you're talking about this thing?
Yes.
On here, yeah. In this particular game, there wasn't quite enough points for it, so it's not armed. But that does mean it's very cost effective points wise. Here we've got 6 hunters, the standard main battle tanks for the Scourge.
Now, if I may, Gary, you were explaining to me why you made this into one giant unit.
And the reason as I break my models, the reason why is because these tanks are very fast moving, and it's the equivalent of the same on the UCM. But I put them into one group because as they move, they have a 3-inch coherency. But when you're using your command decks and your cards, one card affects the whole squad. And because of that, you get your rerolls to hit, your extra movement, all with one card and one activation.
So you're maximizing the command cards.
Yes, big squads are good for that kind of thing.
Okay, great.
And your big squads can still fire at separate targets.
Yeah,
so, and because of that, you can make it a very effective unit.
Okay, go.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. So your hunters in Dropzone, you don't have to shoot a whole squad against a whole squad. You can shoot this tank against that tank over there, this one, that one over there. So you're not really limited by having a lot of things in one squad. It does mean as well that you can bring it on in big dropships, which is cheaper per tank. You know, like the points to fly them on per tank is less with a bigger dropship. I mean, they won't be quite as fast or as flexible with a big dropship, but you can share the dropship as well. So we have 2 squads in the same dropship here. These Reapers are a separate squad to the Hunters, but they'll both be coming on from here, and then they'll be going their separate ways when they deploy. You can always deploy the Hunters and leave the Reapers on, fly a bit further, drop the Reapers off somewhere else because they're a separate squad. It's quite flexible that way. Here we have 2 Slayers, heavy grav tanks. These are fantastic building demolishers, very good anti-tank, very powerful weapons. Having said that, they haven't got an enormous amount of armour, and in Dropzone, if you beat the roll you need to damage a unit by 2 or more, you do 2 damage points, which means they are quite vulnerable to being doubled up and killed in one shot, which is a lot more so than the UCM Gladius are, because they're armour 10, and usually you're going to need 6s to double them up.
What's the armour on these guys?
Armour 8.
Okay.
So normally with the UCM ones, you're going to be needing 6s to kill them outright, even with powerful weapons like Scourge ones.
And for these, only 4s.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And then they can die easier,
faster.
Yeah, they can die faster.
But how are they better?
They've got Demolisher 2 on their weapons, which means they do double damage against buildings.
Okay.
So each one can do an enormous amount of damage to a building, potentially, which is very good. They're also faster than the Gladius. They've got the skimmer bonus if they move, which makes them harder to hit.
Right.
Which is just as important as having a big tougher. Overall, that makes them, depending on what's shooting at them, better or worse. It all depends on weight of dice and that kind of thing. If it's just one shot being directed against them, then the Scourge are harder to kill than the UCM. If it's one big powerful shot, like a particle cannon from an Ocelot, I'd rather be having Slayers moving fast, because you miss half the time against them, which is nice, but Gladius will be trundling along and will be hit on at 2 by most anti-tank weapons. So there's good things and bad things. Also, the Slayers can hold Razor Worms. So they have a small limited transport capacity. Razor Worms think of them as living weapons. They can't search for objectives, they can't hold objectives, they've got no opposable thumbs, they're just a big snaky
They go
machines.
into the buildings.
Yeah, they go into buildings.
Do you mind if I say what these are?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I love this. So the Scourge are like these little parasites that go into people's brains and control the body, right?
Yep.
Okay, so there's actually Scourge guys inside of these razor worms. Is that how that works?
Yep.
Right? So, and they're like these 50-foot long mega anacondas that get into the air ducts and just brutalize infantry that are in the building.
Yep.
Like it's a horror show. It's really
that's
great.
the one.
Okay, go ahead.
They do one thing and one thing only, which is kill other infantry. They can't do anything else. They are literally living weapons. But they're great. You know, you can only get them in Slayers and Tormentors, Scourge heavy tanks. There's no other way of getting on the board at the moment. So it's a nice bonus with them, and it means they're good at clearing out buildings too. So they're a bit more multi-purpose.
I noticed that you said at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
Okay. At the moment.
At the moment.
I'm the rumor guy.
Give it up, Dave.
We listen to requests from players all the time. I've heard from a lot of Scourge players, it'd be great if there was another way of getting Razor Worms on the table. If you don't want to run Slayers, then you can't use Razor Worms because you won't. There's no other way of getting them on the board. So I'm considering that for a future release, definitely. Something. There's no reason why not.
I've got a
few cool ideas for that one, but you know, watch the space.
That's awesome. Awesome. That's fantastic.
On the end here, we've got some Prowlers. I love Prowlers. Prowlers are fantastic. Unless I'm playing against them, in which case I hate them. Every war game has those little cheap units that you just love to hate, and Prowlers are one of those things. Prowlers are very cheap. They're only 9 points each, I think, which is very cheap in Dropzone. They're fairly fast when they're on the ground, but not spectacularly fast. But the dropship they come down on is extremely fast indeed, 30 inches. So generally how this works, turn 1, your little dropship goes 30 inches all the way forward, hides behind some scenery. Turn 2, 15 inches, drop the Prowlers right next to their heaviest tank formation. And what they do is they crawl up on the back of the tanks and inject the tank with plasma and melt all the crew inside. Which is kind of, and you know, they'll die. They'll die. You know, they're easy to kill, but those heavy tanks are going to have to turn around, kill them, and for a few points you pay for them, you've just annoyed them for a couple of turns. If they make the mistake of ignoring them, then they're going to hurt, because they're energy 11 when they do that, which is just as powerful as one of their main battle tanks in a little tiny 9-point annoying little tiny thing. They're great.
It's important to notice the defense against those is machine guns on your tanks.
Yeah, you can kill them. They're only armor 5. You can kill them with heavy machine guns. You can kill them with like lighter weapons that you often wouldn't use. But against these, you can pick them off with all sorts of things. But it's still incredibly annoying, and they're extremely cheap. So I'd say most Scourge armies should have at least 4 Prowlers in, just because it's a wild card and it's something else they've got to deal with on top of everything else, which is fun. And they're pretty good against buildings too, if you need them to be. It's a lot of dice for not much points. On the end here we have Destroyers. Destroyers are a very popular Scourge unit. They're another Scourge host, a bit like the Razor Worms. Basically, if the Scourge come across a particularly nasty alien race, they'll breed them as hosts in hives, and then they'll infect the hosts and use them as bodies, because a Scourge is just a little wispy jellyfish creature, which is no good by itself. Destroyers are, think kind of Hulk smash, like a massive, great big tough creature with...
Like a gorilla.
Yeah,
an alien gorilla.
They're big, they're like sort of 10 feet high and covered in armour plating with plasma cannon on one arm and a big machine gun in the other. They can literally bash their way through walls into buildings. They don't even need an entrance. Generally, you've got to have a window or a door on a building. But these guys can just, you know, it's a bunker, smash into the bunker. They're not quite as good in close combat as something dedicated like Praetorians. The Praetorians will probably beat them out, but on the flip side, Destroyers are incredibly hard to kill, and they've got great firepower. And the Praetorians don't really have any firepower, so they're a bit more multi-purpose.
It's a one-shot fire round.
One shot. The plasma cannon are anyway, but that's 3 shots per base, which is very, very scary. They can be used to kill big stuff like the Hades for the PHR. I've seen people do that with Destroyers, drop them right next to it and just unleash plasma cannons, which is great. They can fire on a building when they're entering it, which is very kind of reckless abandon sort of thing. If you've got men in, all those plasma cannons are going to bring down some bits of building on the guys defending, kill a few off before the close combat even begins, which is nice, gets you an advantage. So they're a really nice, useful, flexible unit. Best brought in with the Intruder Alpha, which is the infantry carrying variant of the one that brings in the Prowlers. So again, a very fast dropship. You can get that where you want quite easily. Well worth taking.
Okay, great. Well, you couldn't have asked for a better introduction to the forces than that.
That was actually amazing.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Dave. Now, I'd like to point out that I've played about 4 games of Dropzone Commander. Love the game, but what am I doing? And then Gary's played about 30 games. So Gary's up on me in terms of experience. So I'm calling dibs on Dave to be on my side.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Kibitz. No, you don't. You can go do whatever you want, Dave.
I'm going to be sort of watching and helping a little bit. I'll be helping Shawn a bit. I'm going to be just kind of floating around and watching the game progress.
He's going to be helping me a bit.
Yeah, a bit. But
now,
I'm really
but since Dave's on my side, I'm going to speak only in an English accent, right?
What'd you say?
All right, folks. Do want to point out that both of these armies were painted by Blue Table Painting. We did this for Fayette 212, so we'd have a painted army. And this is the BTP Studio UCM army. Not even all of it, I might add. We've got maybe we're creeping up on 3,000 points. And so if you'd like something done for yourself, by all means get in contact with us. We typically, since these guys are about like infantry and other games, we treat these types of things as just infantry models. And as you may notice, it's only about 30 to 40 models per side here. So it has the feel of a proper war game, but it only requires about the number of models of a I don't know, sort of a hefty skirmish game. It has a fixative, like mat coat on it.
Does it last? I mean,
yeah. Well, have you ever had a cookie that you found in your couch cushions?
Yeah.
They're like rock solid. You don't want to eat it. But
so at this Valhalla, had a lot of BTP staff down, doing lessons. We've got Jeremy here with his airbrush.
yeah, finally put some color on my Blood Angels.
Alright, enough talk! More playing!
Alright, but you have
okay,
to be
so
the
what do we do
occupier.
first?
You have to be the occupier of the building.
With nobody else in there.
With nobody else in there. Right on a 2-up if you're the occupier, and a 4-up if you're the occupier, but there are enemy in the building with you.
Okay,
That's how you get to fire the thing.
Alright, let's do this.
Alright, I'll introduce the scenario.
Okay, go.
Okay, so this is a brand new scenario that's just gone up on the site for the new orbital defense laser. Here we have 4 objectives in hardened buildings. That means they've got armor 8 instead of the usual armor 6, so they're a lot harder to destroy. 30-point damage buildings, tough ones, around the board. In the middle we've got the orbital defense laser, which is a focal point. So you basically get points if you've got men nearby or inside it. It's only got 1 entrance. It can be destroyed, but it's got 20 damage points and armor 9, so it's not likely to be destroyed anytime soon. Yeah, there's the entrance. You can actually see the door in there and everything. Despite just being a focal point, if you're the occupier of it, which means you're the first guy to get men in there, you get to shoot it. If you're the occupier and there's nobody else in there, start with the focal point malarkey and go from there.
Okay, we're on.
Okay, so we've got the objectives around here. Right, shall I just start again? I think it's probably easier, isn't it? 'Cause it's going to be a bit disjointed otherwise.
Sure. Hold on. Go.
Cool. Okay, the scenario here, we've got 4 objectives in 4 hardened buildings around the board. That means they've got armor 8 instead of the usual armor 6 for buildings, so they're pretty tough. In the centre, we've got the brand new orbital defence laser. This is out at the end of the month, and this scenario is designed to work with it. This thing has got armor 20. Armor 9, sorry, and 20 damage points.
Yep.
So it can be destroyed, but not easily. It's got 1 entrance only, which is here. It actually comes up, and you can see the door in there. If you get troops in there or nearby, you can hold it as a focal point and get VP for that. But if you're the occupier of it, which means you're the first person to get infantry in there, you get to shoot the thing. If you're the occupier and there's no opposition in there, you can fire it on a 2+. If there are other infantry, of the enemy infantry in there, you can fire it on a 4+. When you fire it, you literally draw a straight line from the laser, and it hits any building underneath the beam with an energy 13 demolisher 15 hit, which literally will
how many damage points does this have?
30.
30.
So a 4 up and these buildings go. Basically, it's pretty scary. It can't hit any units on the board. That would still do 15 damage points to it.
So it'd be halfway dead.
Be halfway
what
dead.
about this building here?
That one, that's only got like 10 damage
So I
points.
just need a
so it's
2
a 2 up, and that will just blow that one up.
Oh, no, wouldn't
And it will just cut through the board, just bang. It can't hit any ground
sorry,
units.
what sound does it make again?
It goes just like that. It can't hit any aircraft or vehicles because it's too slow and too cumbersome. It's basically in its real use, it's designed to shoot dropship flotillas like miles away from the battlefield. So very tiny movements of the laser will translate into large movements at a distance. So it can't just kind of swivel and shoot fast-moving things up close. It's not designed for that. But it can hit buildings quite happily, which is what it's good for here. So yeah, this scenario is in beta and it's brand new. So we'll see how this goes. It'll be fun. And yeah, let's go. Let's kick it off.
Okay, so roll for who goes first.
You get +5 you have a +5 commander in your things.
Okay.
Level
You
5
both
commander.
do, so the command value actually.
So we add 5 to
Yeah.
our
both add
rolls.
5 to your rolls.
Right. 4, 5. 6 will do it. Okay,
So
great.
You will have the choice of going first or second.
I definitely want to go first.
You don't.
You don't.
I don't? Why not?
You don't. Every other turn of the game you want to go first. Turn 1 you want to make your opponent go first. Because generally nothing can really shoot on turn 1 and you want to force
Right,
it to
but
your
my
opponent to shoot.
Raven A can get into this building.
It can do that anyway though. Nothing he can do to stop you.
Oh, okay, because
You're better
we
off-
go back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, you're better off basically making Gary show you what he's going to do first.
Okay, sounds good.
You
Gary,
want
go.
him to commit and then you can react to him.
Now we draw our cards.
Okay, so
Draw your 5 cards.
5 for commander level 5. So that's like a high level commander.
The highest you can do for a clash, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
great.
can't take field marshals and stuff in the game this side.
Maybe I don't want to show these to Gary. Hold on. So the orbital, Wait. So what's this called again?
Orbital defense laser.
So I got it right.
It's called the Aegis.
The ODL. I think that's a band from the 80s.
ODL, yes.
Okay. So the sound it makes is meow.
Still too much. I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Gary, you were gonna eat this Sunday, and you were gonna like it. Oh, and your name's Gary. Thank you. Plus 50 points if you got that reference. Okay, so I brought on my Condor, dropped my anti-air, my rapiers here, and the reason why is they can reaction fire. What's the range on these bad
18
girls?
inches.
You know what? I'm going to stop asking you stuff because then that'll make me lazy. And that's not going to make me a better player, Dave. I found my printouts of your thingamajiggers. I'm eager to see the... Oh, you know what? That must be obnoxious. Every time someone bends your ear, they're like, do this, do that with your game. It's like, please, come on. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, Dave. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wave these and imagine how great it would be if this were all compiled in a single book. Dave's like, oh God, please. Alright, so already the intricacies of Dropzone Commander are coming in here. The way the game's set up, it's virtually impossible to actually get your men into objectives the first turn. But you can set up your defenses the first turn and deploy your guys. So in a way, the first turn is deployment, which is something I love about this game. There really is no deployment turn. You're actually just playing from the ground up. So I dropped my rapiers off. They can do a half move, which is 2 inches. They have 4-inch move, and then a 3-inch deployment. So I got my rapiers here. They only go 18 inches, but I am hoping to kind of have some coverage here for ships coming in. This was a great place to put my guys, and in fact I dropped them there, and Dave said that was the place to go.
At the moment, Shawn's covering the entrance of this thing. As the game progresses, it's going to get harder and harder to get men in there. The best way is to get men in there really quickly, right at the start of turn 2. Pounce before the enemy has a chance to get in position.
Now, does Gary have any AA for when my guy zips
He
out?
does, but his AA has much less range.
I don't have the range to do what you just did.
Oh, okay.
If Gary
so,
wins initiative
but
next
where
turn,
is his AA?
My AA is here.
and what's
here.
the range on it?
I can
Only
move
9
9 and
inches.
fire 9.
He's better in his own turn,
Okay.
effectively. The
Right, but he
Scourge
can't
AA is-
reaction fire on me.
Yeah, the Scourge AA is more offensive. It's more of a hunting unit,
So
whereas
Scourge, I
your
cannot
AA
cover
is
the
more.
zone in round 1.
Yeah.
In placement.
What will happen next turn if Gary?
Am I
wins-
up, by the way? Sorry.
Yes, I just moved.
Okay, go ahead,
you know.
Dave.
If Gary wins initiative next turn, what he'll probably do is get his AA closer, so he can stop you from getting your nicely positioned Raven A to get men in. You can already do that because your rapiers here are covering the entrance. He can't just fly a light dropship up here and drop men in because it's right in the open and you'll just machine gun it out of the sky. So you've got that luxury early game, but Gary will be able to get closer and do it more damage because he's got the hard-hitting demolisher weapons that you haven't got. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting.
All right.
The Scourge almost have to have your primary strategy of blowing it up.
So Gary just rolled initiative and rolled low from what I can gather. Okay, here it comes. I'm going to roll a 4. I've decided.
The rules are any dice that goes off the board is a 1.
Oh, you made me think of a 1. Okay, hold on a second. I do have Central HQ Directive,
Oh,
which
yes.
allows me to
Play
re-roll that.
Play
okay.
it.
I will espionage it.
Oh, no.
Have you got another,
I have
you got
espionage.
Oh, espionage is espionage then.
Okay, I do that.
Oh, it's good.
Spy versus spy.
Yeah. You've got to do that because that was a really crucial moment to play that card.
Let's do it. Okay,
That's
so we
really
have to
important.
re-roll.
You get to. Do we both
Force
re-roll?
all players to re-roll.
Yep.
All right, still only 50-50. Here we go. Just I'm looking at a 1,
Oh,
a 2.
It
Oh!
wasn't to be. It wasn't
All that espionage and counter espionage, and now we are back to the
Didn't
same
make
result.
it. Okay, so now Gary's best and first move is to move out his Slayers?
There's Reapers.
Reapers to cover with anti-air for when I try and fly my guys in.
Yeah.
Now, let's calculate the odds. So when I fly this out, he can do reaction fire on me.
Yeah.
Right? So what are his chances of destroying that with those guys?
Almost certain.
Certain.
Really?
Yeah, almost certain.
I have 2 shot. These guys hit on 2s.
So what I want to do is I want to somehow destroy those guys first.
Yeah, if you can take them out, that would help. There's a lot you've got that can take them out. When you've got this big bunch of sabers back here, they could be
Right,
effective.
but does that blow my anti-air? Because if I activate
Well,
this
you wanna
battle
do
group,
this- you do
those guys are
sabers.
activated too.
You can move your anti-air, but
And
not
not
fire
fire.
them.
Okay.
You can just move them and say, I'm not going to shoot, and then
Right.
you've still got them for reaction fire. When you
Okay,
need
good.
them.
So that's really what I need to do. So I zip over here. Now let me tell people that are new to the game how it works. So here's a saber. So his move and fire is force. They can move 4 inches and shoot, and they can shoot 24 inches. So their threat range is 28 total inches. More than plenty. Well, and a little cheat here is these tiles are 12 inches.
Yeah,
So
kind of unavoidable.
I've got like 6, maybe 2, so 8. I have 20 inches between me and them. And quite frankly, I think this unit can probably blow those guys up pretty well.
You can have a fairly good attempt at destroying them all anyway. I mean, if there's only one left, you can probably risk sending a dropship in, and you might just live, but it'll be close. That's minders, isn't it? There.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got those to cope with as well.
Oh
He's definitely
boy.
putting a lot of anti-air around the entrance there.
Oh, so now I'd have. But see, the rapiers could shoot those.
No, you can. What I would do now, before he does any of this, I would call reaction fire with one of these. You only need
because
one.
they haven't activated yet.
Yeah. So I would only reaction fire with one of them because that's probably enough to shoot this before they deploy.
Okay.
You want to do it at the
then I
extreme
do that.
of your range, if you can.
Well, it's 18 inches.
Now, this
I
is the thing
see.
about this is the
Because,
thing about,
and here's why. Oh, sorry. Go
So
ahead.
this is the thing about reaction fire. Reaction fire you can't pre-measure at all. You have to call it. You have to go, I'm good at reaction fire.
At this point.
He's moved along a corridor, and you have to pick a point on that corridor to reaction fire against. If you're out of range, then tough luck, you fired. That's because normally you've got a chance to do range finding and stuff, but here it's all too quick. You just have to kind of point and react. The further away you can kill him, the better, because then his minders are going to be further,
miners are going to probably get out anyway.
Yeah.
And they will still be able to
you
move.
don't want to call it too far away and not be able to shoot because it's too far away. So it's a case of how far do you reckon is 18 inches, and you call it with a. I would go for a little err on the side of safety because it's important to kill it. You might roll a 6 when you destroy it and destroy them all, which would be great for you right now if you did that.
Well, something great is going to happen to me. So, is this as far as they're going? Then?
That's all I need. Yeah.
That's the closest.
Okay, then I call it there.
I'm just going to call it there.
Well, because this is 12 inches, 13 inches,
And it's from
14,
center to
50. If anything,
Yeah.
I'll be lucky to even get
so
it
you
there.
probably want to call just one on the end there, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's short.
Yeah,
That's
it is short.
An inch short.
Yeah, well, and so I couldn't have done it because that's all the farther he went.
Yeah, but it was you kind of had to do that. Though.
Yep, no, I'm ready.
You have
So
to.
this guy has blown his opportunity now.
Yeah.
This guy's shot, so to speak.
Yeah.
But now, as I deploy these, you can actually reaction.
Okay.
Panic.
Yeah.
Because these.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, so I just moved this part, this unit,
Okay.
and I've got one more move to make.
Okay, go ahead.
So once again, I'm going to make you make a hard call.
Okay,
A very hard call.
okay, I'm ready.
As this flies up near your reaction fire range.
Okay.
Yeah, again, reaction fire. there are times when you do, and there are times when you don't.
But this is scary.
This is scary, yeah. The Desolator is scary.
Really, I would have been better off putting these guys over here.
But you didn't know that I was
That'd
not
be
going
a
to come
huge-
this
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
That's
you did
true.
Really, I mean, you can redeploy, which is what
Because I sent stuff over here, but Scourge are quick.
Yeah.
Right.
So I redeployed.
Okay, is it my turn?
Now it is your turn.
Okay, so at this point, these guys. Now, this here is the one to watch out for. You need to be having these two still alive and ready to reaction fire against them when they move.
Right.
Now, the still alive part this turn isn't really a problem because he's got nothing in range.
Right.
But what I would do, these anti-air units are going to be really crucial where they are, and you can't really afford to lose them. There's so much flying dangerous things going on over here.
Right.
What I would probably do at this stage, I would activate these.
Really? Because I lose the reaction
No.
fire for those two
No,
guys.
you just don't shoot.
Don't shoot him.
Just don't shoot them.
Okay.
Because you'd only be able to reaction fire anyway because you've got to kill him before he drops. And you can't
Right,
do
but
that in your turn because he's hidden.
If I reaction fire against him, right?
Don't.
now-
Just
Don't.
don't.
Not
Well,
yet.
I'm just clarifying.
Oh, yeah.
Because so, and then I take these guys. These guys reset, don't they?
No.
Oh, they don't.
They can only shoot once per turn, so...
Oh, I'm
They can
using
still-
their
yeah.
shot right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But you don't, yeah, you've used him, these two haven't
Then
fired.
yeah.
Those
So
two,
what I
you
want to
is you
do
activate, move
is I want to blow up those things.
with the tanks.
Right.
So you activate the battle group, do the movement, shoot the sabres, but don't fire
Don't
those
fire
two.
those two guys.
Yeah. Then that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do.
They've just got to be there waiting for this.
Okay.
What you really need to be doing is parking these sabres in front of the rapiers, because then it's going to make it much harder for him to kill the rapiers.
Because right now, your rapiers are my biggest target.
They are hugely crucial
And
where they
right
are
here,
now.
just so you know what this is,
Prowlers.
there are 4 prowlers in that, and those are these little spider things that inject the
Cause
plasma.
problems for you.
And that's why they're there, is to either affect your forward.
But equally, though, this turn you haven't activated those yet, and they will be able to pop out and blow that out of the sky, probably. So you could do that now.
Yeah. Why
That's
don't I just
another
take
option.
care of that? I think
There's
I will.
another plan B, because that hasn't activated yet, so it might be
Okay.
better to do
And it would be
that.
my next
Well, let's take a look. Their move and fire is 4 inches. Their move is 4 inches, so
That'll be enough.
they're not. So okay, I'm activating this battle group, which is this Condor and these guys. So move these guys
Move
4
them,
inches.
Get them forward, make sure you're in range. You want them as close to that, you get them as far forward as you can manage.
There you go. I think that's about it.
He's probably not going to have anything else that are going to get close enough.
Well, they're
to really...
18-inch range, and I'm probably only at like 14 inches right now.
You can pre-measure. What I would say here is leaving them for reaction fire won't help you very much because there's not going to be anything that's going to fly close enough.
Right.
So you may as well fire them all now in your turn.
Okay.
And not have an accuracy
Then
penalty.
I'm going to do that. Oh, no, wait, and I want to move the Condor too, right?
Yeah.
Now I can mix this up. I could move those guys, shoot them, then move the Condor and shoot
Condor's
that.
part of it, though.
Right.
Yeah. The Condor, as long as you allocate the shots together.
But it's not like 40K where you have to move everything and then shoot everything.
You could say move them, shoot both, move this. The only important thing is that you have to allocate the shots together because they activate together.
Okay.
What I would do with this, Condors with rocket pods are great for this. Just float back and just pour rockets into that building over there.
I upgraded all your transports.
Yes. Generally a good idea with the UCM to upgrade
Okay.
more.
Then that's
And
what
here,
I do.
because you've got nothing
Into
else
that
close
building.
enough, just pour rockets into that building and hurt his men.
Then I do it. Let's start rolling.
One shot.
So now I check my rapier, and they have...
shots first.
Okay. Well, this says 3 shots each.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're great. I mean,
Okay,
what I
great.
would do here, I'll see what range you've got.
18 inches.
Probably you can only really you can reach this front one here can reach the Marauder over here.
Okay, then that's what I'll do.
Doing all 3
These
of
guys
these against that is overkill, severe overkill.
Okay.
2 of them on that is almost guaranteed to kill it, which is what you want to do right now.
It's got to die.
It's got to die. So
and
use
then I'll
both
put
2
3
on
on this guy.
So 6 dice there, and
Okay,
3 dice
here
there.
it comes.
The 3
So-
dice there is kind of a bonus, really.
Okay.
You know. That's
So
the thing you
this
want.
guy hits on 3s.
Yep. Those shots
I'm sorry,
for the
accuracy 3, and it's energy 7. So here it comes.
You need 3s.
Looking for 3 ups.
It really needs to die, and it will die here.
Okay,
Let's roll
and then
4
what's
ones.
your armor?
5.
5.
So you need
It's a 7.
4 3s, 2s.
So
2s. Yeah.
A single
sure?
2 plus, and you kill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 3s.
Oh, 3. Sorry, you're right.
3s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Single 3 plus and 4 die. It's dead.
there it is.
Okay.
Right.
So
this
it
is
only
the
has
important
1 damage point?
Roll 1 dice.
Yes.
To see what happens to it.
Okay, got
6 would be brilliant right now.
it. 6.
Yeah.
There it is.
That saved your butt.
So
All the
that's
prowlers
all
are
the
dead.
prowlers
All the
just got
prowlers are
blown
dead.
up midair.
Because otherwise
Yeah.
they would be on the ground ready to be
They'd be
moving.
causing you huge problems down here, and
Right.
that's very nice to have them dead.
Okay, so
It's a
now
shame 'cause I wanna
these
I'd say
3
nasty
against
things,
the
but-
Marauder. What's this called again?
Marauder, yeah.
Okay. Looking for 3s to hit. That's 3 hits.
3s to damage.
Energy 7 versus armor
5 again.
5.
This has got 3 damage points now, though.
Okay.
And if you beat the roll required by 2 or more,
It does 2
i.e.
damage.
5 plus,
Right.
you do 2 damage instead of 1.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. It's dead anyway. It's dead.
And there's nothing there to
There's
affect
nothing
it,
there
so it goes
and there's
down.
nothing on board. It's empty.
All right,
But
fantastic.
It's a nice bonus kill there. That was good.
Okay.
That was worth doing. Now, and you got the rocket on the building as well.
Okay. So what do I need to hit there?
2 to hit. Always 2s for
Nope.
buildings.
Nothing.
What else is in that battle group with them? That's the
I
commander,
think that
isn't
was it.
Kodiak.
Oh yeah, the Kodiak.
Okay,
Okay,
well, you might
so-
as well fire that.
Let's whip over to the Kodiak then. And that has a tactical orbital strike, right? Of energy 13, 1 shot, 2 plus to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
there's-
interesting.
But there's all sorts of modifiers going on here. Because
Okay.
it can't really see most things you'd want to shoot at.
Oh, do I have to see them?
You don't have to see them, but if it's indirect fire, so any friendly unit can spot for you.
Okay.
If it's not a scout unit doing the spotting,
Wouldn't I
then
want
it's
to
+2
kill that
hit.
guy right there?
You do, but to be honest, it's going to be almost impossible.
It's a 6 plus to hit.
Because it's moved over 6 inches,
Okay.
so that's +2 to hit anyway. It can't see. One of your other friendlies can, but they're not scout units, so that's another +2 to hit.
Okay.
So you're now looking at a 6 plus to
6.
However, you've done it last time.
But but it'd be a
Done.
6, according to that argument, it'd be a 6 for anything.
hit. No,
No.
because it wouldn't be a fast skimmer, and if the Wolverines are doing the spotting, or if it can see, then there's no penalty.
Well, then what can I shoot?
If I were you,
then?
I'd just shoot building, because you've got
Okay.
nothing better to shoot at the moment. Once you've got the Wolverines down, then it
No,
starts to
I think
become
I'm
a
gonna.
lot more
I
accurate.
think I'm gonna take a risk and shoot.
You're
at
going to
that.
take a risk, fair
6.
enough.
Yep, 6.
Okay.
Nope,
No.
4.
You got lucky before, it's karma.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Well, you got
I must have good karma then.
It's unlucky than lucky, so it's a balancing act so far.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And then that is your commanding unit. And then I got to get...
So Gary thinks he's smart.
Yeah,
Okay.
what the heck?
Go ahead. What's the plan?
Okay, it's Shawn's turn now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, these anti-air here, they're a problem.
Right.
Your sabres could kill them all. They really could, but they may not. Now, this is going to die once it's dropped off the Praetorians. There's almost, with that AA, with this amount of Scourge, that something there will kill it.
Right.
There's no way it's going to survive that much.
Those guys.
Yeah. These have got a 6-inch range, haven't they?
Right.
Yeah. So, with the lack of range here, the Minders are more of a problem than the Reapers.
Okay.
Because if he destroys this,
Thank you.
it could happen to you that what you've just done to the Prowlers, so 6, and it blows up in the air and everybody dies.
Right.
You could just go balls to the wall, send that in anyway, accept that he's going to destroy it.
Okay.
He has to call reaction fire on you there.
Okay.
So he's going to have to be a little bit conservative with that, otherwise if he calls it too far he'll miss automatically.
Right.
So with a 9-inch range he's going to have to call 8, probably,
Okay.
unless he thinks he's really, really, really good at judging.
I am.
This is going to die. When it dies you can deploy up to 3 inches away from it when it dies.
Right.
So if you think 9 inches is probably about here, you die here, 3 inches out there you can still move.
Right.
You
I can
move
just
an
get
inch.
in anyway.
You can move an inch and you're in because you're within an inch of the entrance.
So he opens the back hatch,
So you're
turns
in-
around.
You're in anyway, but
That's how it works.
these have got a 6-inch range, and that's going to be too much. So these all have to die first.
They have to go away.
They all
Right.
have to die before that can work. These
Right.
have done. These have done. I don't think there's very much he can do at the moment to stop
Okay.
you from trying that.
If these are dead.
If they're all dead,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'm activating this unit, right?
You've got to kill them all. Yeah.
All
Which
right.
is where it gets messy. I mean, you can probably afford to let one live because it's 1 or even 2 live.
Okay.
The
So what I
downside,
do
though,
is I spread these guys out.
It's dicey though.
Move these guys up like this, right?
It's dicey though, actually.
These have
because-
armor 3. I mean, if he hits
Yeah.
them, if he gets
If he hits
them,
them, they die. The downside is you've got no reaction fire left to stop him from sending the destroyers in.
Yes.
So it's not all round. But if he does get the destroyers in, oh well, send the Praetorians in. The Praetorians will kill them.
It's
and
a close battle.
It's a close battle, but that'll be fun.
He has a 4-up dodge. I have a
That'll be-
4-up.
yeah.
I have a 4-up passive.
Yeah.
What can this guy
He's
shoot?
got
Does
more
he have
dice
any
than you,
shooting?
though.
The albatross?
But I have a higher armor.
It's got a lot of dice. The
Oh,
albatross.
by the way, just a side is if you're making a drop zone commander army, and you should, I recommend leaving the bases clear
Yeah.
because all the terrain for this is pretty flat and has cool stuff underneath it. So there's really no reason to go the typical route and base your things. Okay, so the albatross. What should I do with this guy here?
Well, the albatross has got rocket pods again.
Fire at the building.
Okay.
Just fire at the building. Just hang around at the back and fire at the building. It's hard to kill, and it will just be a general annoyance for a long time.
It's already annoying.
General annoyance.
It's already annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's already annoying. I know I can't kill it.
Yeah, it's going to be there, and it's going to annoy Gary all game. That's what it's going to
Okay,
do.
great. So the range on the rocket pods is 36 missile pods.
Against buildings, 36, plenty.
Okay, so let's do some shooting.
You don't need to drop back that far. You make sure you get in range.
Yeah, just.
A hair further.
It's 36 inches.
I know. You still gotta be look.
There's no way he's going to shoot you back.
That's like
He's got no-
24
Even
inches.
if you're right there in the middle of that intersection, I can't reach you for 2 rounds.
Yeah, and he's not going to
That's
go
what
after
I'm
you
doing.
anyway.
Sorry, guys. Executive decision.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have 2 rapiers that
Yeah.
can still shoot, and I'm shooting at them.
Yeah, I mean, what
here
you're
it comes.
doing there is you're giving up.
You gotta call your shot.
You're letting him send the destroyers
Oh,
in.
I have to divide the dice among the 4 guys?
No, one shoots at one shoots at
One
the
shoot, yeah, you can't kill them
Oh,
all.
okay.
But they're going to be hitting on 4s.
And pick
Okay.
the ones that you want.
Why am I hitting on not 3s?
I know, when he shoots at you, he's going to be hitting
Oh,
on 4s.
but I'm hitting on
so there's a
3s. So here's
reasonable
1.
chance.
No hits!
All missed. Oh, that's
1,
not good.
1, 2.
That's bad. That's
Okay,
bad.
and then the next one.
The other one on 3s. All hit.
Oh, that all
And that-
hit.
That's 2 to kill.
You need 2 to kill it.
Yeah, it's dead.
Okay.
Those.
Wow.
You would pick the front 2.
Okay.
I'll dice
Sure,
off
whatever
to
the
determine
closest
which
one.
It's actually kind of important which one
is.
dies here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That guy.
That guy's dead.
Okay.
Okay.
That actually worked out quite well.
Yeah, that did work out quite well. Yeah, that you needed to kill both of those then. I mean, 3+ on 3 dice followed by a 2-up. You ought to have killed both, but that's...
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you might get unlucky in return.
So now the sabers, and they hit on 2s, 1 shot each, energy 10. Okay, so I'm going to be shooting those guys, and they've got plenty of range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can't see the one at the back because it's in cover.
Okay.
You're hitting on 4s now.
Oh, and I have to divide. So I'll do 3 on this and 3 on that. Okay.
Yeah, you need 4s to hit because they have skimmers and they've moved fast.
Okay, so yeah, normally I need a 2. Skimmers makes it 2 harder. So 1 hit on that guy.
You need 3s to kill. He's dead.
Okay. So only 1 damage point for those guys. 2 hits.
And then again, dead.
2 damage points.
Not bad.
Okay, missile pod here on a 2 versus a building.
I still had to do that.
Yeah.
And
you need 4s to damage because these are hardened buildings. They've got armor 8. They're tougher than usual.
that's it for them.
Oh, these are hardened?
Hardened.
It's your turn, Gary.
Ooh, that's even harder.
Yeah, you need that to kill them. That's the point.
Yeah, you confused me. I'm thinking. Okay, I'm thinking.
No, they're hardened
6
buildings.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in
So
trouble.
now, if I had hit and had damaged it, I'd do 1 point out of 20.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah. 30. 1
But
point
if
out of
you roll
30.
6, you double damage it. These are big hardened buildings, which is why this is here. That's if you want to kill them quickly, then that's the way to do it. Or sheer weight of Scourge, because Scourge will be hurting these buildings pretty well anyway. It's more of a penalty for you than it is for him, really, but there's not that much in it.
Okay, I'm ready.
That was
So
pretty
these guys
effective,
have activated. That's activated. Not.
They did pretty well, actually,
Not.
there. It's got to be said.
Not. Yes. And then this guy.
I am
this
going
and the Wolverines are
And
battle
your
group.
men haven't gone yet, either.
Wolverines!
I'm going to activate.
Thank you. Did
Destroyers.
you think that too?
Alright.
And I'm going to
great.
play secret entrance, so I don't have to get too close.
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready.
So
the
secret
destroyers are going in.
entrance. Secret entrance for my
Okay,
destroyers.
got it.
So they can now enter this structure 6 inches away.
What?
Yeah.
And since I can deploy
wow.
3,
Yeah.
I
And
can
you
actually
move back, so he can pop out, deploy, and pop back into cover again.
So I can actually be like 9 inches away, pretty much.
Yeah.
How did you say that? Say that
What's
again.
is this the transport for them?
He's fired all his AA now,
Yes.
so you can just move out, deploy in the secret entrance, and then move back again because it's all movement. So you can.
Oh, you can
just
actually
get
move it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean,
I
you
did not
can-
know that.
You can move a bit, drop, move a bit.
Okay.
It's all movement, so it's just mixed up. So you've got plenty basically. You've got 15-inch move on that.
I just
thing,
wanted
so-
to come out a little bit because I didn't want those to be
Yeah.
to get too close. And so I'm going to deposit these guys basically.
We'll put the infantry here. I think that's nothing much is going on.
So
there,
they're getting in the sewer tunnels and
So
blasting.
they now
out to
go
the floor.
into here.
Yeah, I'd put them, just in case we scratch it, I'd put
Oh,
them,
okay.
I'm sorry, it is the studio model, sorry. We'll put them, that's cool, we'll put them down there.
And
So
then
there are now destroyers in there.
and they will finish their movement by going to
There.
there.
Okay then.
And since you destroyed my prowlers, I can't move them now. So it is your turn.
Too bad.
Right.
Okay, well, I only have
Sacrifice
this
all
unit,
that
which I
to
may
get
as well
in
have go
the
last.
infantry.
Now you got the super laser.
So, oh, and I have these
You know what my first target
Gladiuses,
is?
right?
You have the Gladius,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
They're two separate battle groups,
On a
those
four
two, so you've got, he's still got his heavy tanks as well.
See this Praetorian?
Right, so I'm going to wait for those then.
No,
I would just do,
Praetorian's not going
well,
on,
I mean,
so can-
it actually,
Because he went first,
yeah,
I'll
I'll
have the
do your men,
suicide
do your men
round.
first.
Right. Well, why don't I zip out with this and see if I can make it?
Well,
Or
yeah,
should I just
yeah.
wait a turn? Oh, because he'll
Yeah.
be shooting that next turn.
Oh yeah, I mean he will be shooting that next turn, and you really want to get
Look at
in
how
this
smug
turn.
Gary looks.
I'm just listening because as you're
Yeah.
talking, I'm calculating.
He's like this. He's like
Yeah,
he's like Patrick Starr trying to keep a secret.
How about Patton?
Like
There are
Patton? Is that your Patton imitation?
My Patton invitation.
you've got a lot of different ways of getting into that building.
Okay.
Your best hope now, actually, is the secret entrance, is the monorail, underground monorail card. Because
Okay.
you could pile all these guys from that building into
I
there,
don't have that card.
cycle through them until you get it.
Okay.
In other words, deposit all your cards.
There's a couple of copies in there because you've got two squads. You find that objective, get in. He's going to be turning that laser on you though next turn.
Yeah.
The
That's
first
the
place
thing.
that shoots is there.
Well, why
If
can't
you
I
can-
zip in
you've
with
gotta-
my Praetorians and start fighting
These
them?
minders, those little cheap minders that people
Yeah.
often don't take, they're going to be
nobody likes them.
they're going to be an enormous problem
Well,
because they've got
tell
enough
me the odds.
3 dice, 4+ to hit,
Okay.
3 dice if you hit, 2+ to kill, just the 1 damage.
1 point of
Oh,
damage.
okay.
1 point of
So
damage.
there's virtually no. There's a 1 in 8 chance that you'll miss with all of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then
that's
only
not
a
awesome.
1 in 6 chance that you'll fail to kill with any hits,
Right.
which is not great.
So I'd have about a 15% chance of survival. Yep,
That's not marvelous.
that's not marvelous. I'm better off waiting for a turn because we found out that doesn't necessarily kill a building on the first turn.
It doesn't necessarily, no.
Right. So my better odds are to set it up for next turn.
I mean, there are more Reapers around, aren't there? There's another squad there, so those tanks
more
are killed.
Reapers?
So, to be honest,
Holy crap!
if you'd have killed another one of those this turn, it would have been a safer bet to send them in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be an ideal situation, however you slice it at the moment.
Well, you know what? Fortune favors the bold.
yeah,
I'm
you
doing
can
it.
You can just go for it.
Yep, I'm doing it. Okay, now we're filming. All right, so my safe choice is to move into this building with the Praetorians, and hopefully I'll get that I can win through objectives, pulling the objectives off. But fortune favors the bold, so I'm going in. So first off, the Wolverines are going down, right? So this is a toughie.
It's a shame they're not anti-air Wolverines, really. It would be nice
Right?
if they were.
You know, and I would have
That's-
and I would have done that, but everybody here has been telling me that they like the missile pods better,
They do generally, but
and I'm like going, okay, well I bet he'll like the missile pods better. So that's
anti-air
why
Wolverines are
I
better,
prefer that too.
Yeah.
But everybody here has been saying that
So
they want the
nine,
missile pods. They love the
nine.
missile pods.
And these guys go 30. So, guy, where should I move these days?
15 in deploy.
15. No, it's 12,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yes, 12. Yeah, they're 24. They're not as fast as the
So I
Scourge
go
ones.
like this, right?
You don't want to go there because you might block line of sight for your own
Okay.
rapiers.
So
there.
where do I want to move my?
I would go.
Wolverines?
Well, I mean, they've got a pretty short range. What you could do is bombard this building, because if you destroy this building, then he's not looking for any objectives at the moment.
Right. So.
And also,
hold
if you
on.
get those
But
down and they have line of sight.
They only have a 9-inch
Yeah, yeah.
range.
But uncountered.
Infinity versus non-counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your UCM
Right,
and
well,
that and
then
that
I'll
block.
So you can
I'll
just
just
drop
drop
them
them right
right back here. They're a cheap way of bombarding buildings.
Yeah.
And giving you line of sight with your orbital
And also
defense
the
for next
orbital
round.
defense laser
they
then
have
has line of
scouts
sight.
as well.
Yeah. These have got rocket pods as well, so these
Okay.
can shoot too. All your
So,
rocket pods
you know what I'm
together,
going to do?
you know.
I'm going to go like that. I'm going to move this guy 12, and I'm going to drop the other set of Wolverines like this.
They're one squad, they have to deploy.
Oh, they
together.
do?
Yeah.
They're sharing 2 different transports, but one squad.
All right.
There wasn't much of an option on a lot of that.
Okay.
You don't have that many slots for scouts,
Okay.
really. And then you want to just rocket this building,
Okay.
generally.
Then-
If you can kill this, then that's going to make your life a lot easier.
Okay, here we go. So they have 1 shot each. Here they come, hitting on 2s for building. Okay, great.
3 hits,
And then,
energy 9, armor 8, which is 4 to damage.
4s, right?
You need 6s to double out, which would be nice.
Nope, 3
3
damage.
That's okay though, that's fine.
Oh, and I have little markers for that.
Cool. So that's, we might as well roll the rocket pods on those 2
Yep.
as well.
So those are 2s.
1
And
hit. They're 4s, 5s to damage because they're slightly
Nothing.
worse
Roll the
rockets.
2.
So that's 3 dice for falling masonry.
Okay.
So 5 ups.
And then now,
5 ups here.
5
I already
ups.
rolled.
You've
got
done
it too.
3 damage points to the building, so you might hurt the men with falling masonry.
Okay,
So you
so
roll
what do I
1d6 for each damage point.
is
you've
3 dice.
inflicted.
And what do I need?
5.
5s.
1.
That's 1. That's an energy 6 hit against the men, so you need 2s to kill some men. 2
Okay.
guys die.
2 guys die.
Okay, great. Oh, I have these green. Oh, yeah, you have those. Perfect. Okay, so now my guys that are going to go in under heavy fire and to fight giant machine gun plasma-toting alien gorillas with super intelligent jellyfish.
I'm really hoping they get in.
I never
This is-
thought
it's
that
a
would
long
be
shot.
happening when I
It's
got
a
up
long
this
shot.
morning.
It's a long shot.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
But I'd
Okay,
love to see
so
it
here I
get in.
come. Here I come. You just stop me.
Once you finish, I'll draw the line.
Yeah. You've got to go right next to it, ideally.
Do I?
Yeah, well, I mean, you'll get blown up somewhere, but you want to end your move, like, here, which is close enough to the
Okay,
entrance
then that's
to get
what I'm
in.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Gary, let's see
take
what
this.
you got. I'm ready. I think I'm going to survive, Dave.
I hope
Yeah,
you're gonna,
it's going to be awesome.
If you don't, those
It's going to be the best. Oh, man.
Dead otherwise.
Ha ha!
I'm going to pick this
Kaboom!
spot right there.
Okay, so you want the center to be here?
The first one.
Okay. The first
for the
miss.
first one.
I'm ready.
He's gonna, because every inch is gonna count here. Because infantry
That's
are really
right.
slow in
I'm
the
going to put
open.
it there
Okay.
for him, and then come in to there for the back one.
Okay.
Oh
so
my
do
gosh,
the first one
seriously?
first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be doing this one
Last.
at his point of entry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then so it'll be
Okay,
a total
so
of 3. So
the
the
first one
one's
hits on a 4. Hits. Damn.
Okay. One. Yeah.
First one fails.
Okay, so hold on. How many gauntlets? I need
go
to
on,
survive
one.
4 guys.
Now
You don't really need to survive that one.
Okay, got
Doesn't
it.
really matter. Those two are the
Got
ones
it.
you need
Unless
to
I
survive.
roll
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah,
Then-
unless
then-
he rolls a 6,
in
which
here.
is still worth it.
4 up. Missed.
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 And the last one, which is a little closer.
Okay, got it.
Oh, let's have another miss. Come on.
Awesome. 1. Oh, another miss. No way, they're going to make it.
Right, so it's made it to there. So now you're going to get in
Yeah.
unless he blows you up in
Right.
the air on a 6.
Okay, I'm
like
ready.
he did to his prowlers.
A 1 and a 4.
One hit.
He needs a 2 up to kill it. It's dead.
Okay,
Now, this is it.
the Raven A is blown up.
If this is a 6.
But the guys are already jumping out the
Yeah.
back.
If this is a 6,
A 1.
safe
Yeah.
landing.
Praetorians.
The Praetorians are in there. Put him down there. He'll still get to shoot.
So they go
you.
in here.
This is dead. This is crashed near the entrance, but that's
Awesome.
fine. They piled out of the wreckage and they're in the building.
Ha ha!
That was
That was awesome.
That was cool.
That was my 1 in 8 chance of actually
Yeah,
doing that.
That was cool. Hats off to you for taking the risk. That was cool.
2 up and it would have been dead.
That's insane.
Stuck.
Yep.
That's right. When those guys get back to base, they're all having their balls surgically replaced with brass orbs.
If they get back to base.
That's right.
Because now they've got to do the business and kill them.
They're gonna have tattoos that say clangers.
Except your elites are fighting my elites.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's fun.
Let's do
And I'm
this.
still firing it on a 4.
In close combat.
And now the
Praetorians have
gorillas.
Just.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I've always thought it was a tough
Oh, it's close. It's close. It's going to be close.
All right, I'm gonna open this. Those guys have gone
Yeah.
in there. Go ahead, Dave. You do the honors.
Yeah. There we go.
Brilliant.
They're in. But he will still get to shoot the laser because he was first in. He's the occupier. Now you've got men in there, you've reduced his odds of being able to shoot, though, which is good for you.
Okay.
You needed to do that. That had to happen, otherwise you'd be in strife.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now it is my turn.
Okay. Hold on.
Right.
Permission to look smug, sir.
Permission granted.
Plus 200 points if you get that reference. Okay, there you go, Dave. Okay, the Gladius is moved out. I'm shooting at the Slayers, or whatever they are.
Down here,
Looking
the
for
2 heavy
twos.
tanks.
That's
No, you're
2
looking at
hits.
4s.
Okay,
Fours,
that's
'cause they
2
move
misses
fast.
then. 'Cause I got a
That's
2
one
and
missed.
And then next
Okay,
thing,
the rocket pods.
You got one on each.
Miss.
They've got 2 shots
only
each.
gets 2
They
shots.
do?
They do. They've got 2 railguns,
Okay.
2 shots. So the first
So
one's missed.
same things. Well, it was
Oh, it
1
does,
each.
yeah, barely.
Is what I rolled
Yeah.
there. So,
So
that was the second
second one,
shot from each. 2
Both
hits.
hit.
10 versus whatever.
That was freeze. It's dead.
8.
1 damage point each. It's dead.
Okay.
No.
So that's
No,
3 up.
They have 2
I'm a-
damage points,
Yeah,
right?
mine have 2 damage points.
he just rolled 2 freeze though.
No, but what he was doing is he rolled.
I declared it this way.
He declared.
That because my initial intent
Was one on
inside
each.
my own mind,
Yeah.
the truth of it was that I was rolling 1 shot each.
Oh,
so he
right,
said, no, they
okay.
have 2 shots. I said, okay, well, I'm going to roll 1
Oh,
shot each.
That's what he said.
okay.
Other than that,
okay.
I would have done
Oh,
it that
so
way
fair
too.
enough. So it's 1 damage point for
Because
each of them
now
then.
they can
Oh,
both
okay,
shoot
fair
full
enough.
effect.
Fair enough.
But
You
if you were to
confused
roll a
me
4
then, yeah.
plus on both, those both would be dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay, so yeah, fine.
enough.
Well, that's cool.
okay,
That's damage. Then they're
and
vulnerable
the
now.
rocket pod here. X
Hits.
damage.
5s.
Yep. So
Yep.
1 more point
One more.
on that.
One more
for
point. One more
falling
for falling masonry.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, your turn.
Okay.
So now we get to
Activating my infantry. I'm rolling.
He gets 2 dice to find the objective.
1 for each thing. He's
Needs
looking for a
6s.
6.
No.
Since it's his first attempt, 2 4s.
And because it will be important later on.
Just positioning his getaway vehicles.
Okay, got it. On the other side.
Nothing you can really do to stop him there.
What
Now
are
I'm
they
going to actually
called?
put this one up here. So in case I need to be moving fast in a second.
Yeah. Careful positioning of your getaway vehicles is always important.
And to advance.
Yeah, exactly. Because you might want to go for this one.
I will.
Yeah, you will want to go for that one.
Yeah, there's no other option.
Invader APC is what you're looking at. Okay. Am I up?
You are up. Last unit.
Okay, yeah, I only have
men.
one more unit, and I got my men.
objectives.
So here it comes. I'm looking for 6s. 6. Nope. 2 and a 1. Blah.
You put them all on the
Okay.
roll and rocket the building.
Put them where?
Because they've all got rocket launchers.
So
Okay.
you get 6 shots.
So you might as well put them all on this wall here.
Okay. All to the north face, man.
Yeah. And they're just going to send their rockets into this building
Okay, got it.
with 6 dice, which is worthwhile.
So what do I need to hit? 2?
2s again.
Whoa,
Nice.
look at all those
That would have
6s.
been nice for damage. You need 4s to damage. That's
3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4 damage points.
Why?
That was
Needed
a
4.
6. There was a 6 there, wasn't there?
No.
Oh no, sorry.
3.
So that's just 4 damage.
Okay, falling masonry.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It was 3 more.
Nothing. 3 more. Sorry.
Okay, 7 down.
We are done.
23 to go.
Round 2 done.
Okay, so I'm going to drop
That was
all
round
my
2.
cards.
I'm tired.
Oh, did I have any cards that would have helped me on that?
Let's have a look.
Here, let me see. No.
That one's generally you might as well.
No.
No, those
No.
at the moment, none of these you'll need. As it is, if I were you, I'd bin the entire hand
Yep.
and look for
Did you say bend?
bin.
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 The
Throw
rubbish
away.
bin.
Before we do that,
Rubbish
roll to
bin.
see who goes first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, roll to see who goes first.
Oh, we don't. Yeah, that's right.
3.
3. Hey-ya! Oh, not so hot on my what's-its. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh.
What are you going to do?
A little bit of excitement
Yes.
for Gary there.
Let's have a look.
Okay.
Okay, that's good now.
Okay.
That's going to help you. Those
No.
2, not so much.
No.
2 of those. Oh well, those are okay.
Okay.
You can't combo cards up there. You can't play 2 cards on one thing in one turn.
Oh, you can't?
No, you can't combo. You can't stack
Oh my
cards.
goodness! No. How the rules?
This is the most poorly designed game that I have ever encountered.
That I will keep playing till the day I die.
Right. Yeah. So you're
You know what? Dave, I'm not going to let you send me free stuff for every single new release at no charge. No, I will, Dave. Your game's pretty good. Pretty good. That's awesome. It's only the best miniatures battles game to ever come out.
This is going to be.
Okay, so you're activating your gorillas, your mutant gorillas. The what are they called?
The destroyers.
Destroyers.
This
Got
is
it.
the beginning of my turn, right?
Yep.
Before that, I'm going to play this then.
Oh, he's playing a card.
All enemy squads take them alive, which just increases his.
Basically, you get double victory. You get double kill points for any infantry he kills this turn in close combat, which is worth playing. It's best to play cards and cycle through them.
Right.
Chances are he's going to kill some of your Praetorians this turn.
But he also suffers a penalty of
And
fortitude.
he suffers a penalty as well, which means you're more likely to run away.
That's called Take Them Alive. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
worth playing now, definitely.
Just get it done.
Yeah.
Ooh, take them alive. Don't let the Scourge take you alive.
Got to insert these guys. These
I'm
guys
sorry,
are cool.
Dave. Now, I don't mean to be impolite, but I think you're saying it wrong. It's Scourge. The owner of the game said that I could determine however I wanted it to be
Wait,
said.
but that's him, and he can just change it now too.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's any takes and bounces. It's Scourge.
You know, things can be adjusted always.
Okay, let's do
That's
this.
awesome.
Then. Right.
So first,
My powers have been revoked.
first
because-
I rolled a laser.
Because Gary is activating his men, he's the occupier, which means he gets to fire the laser.
What?
You've got men in there though, which is going to make that more difficult for him.
Okay.
It'd normally be a 2-up, it's a 4-up.
Okay.
Now, for him to be able to fire the laser.
All right, Gary.
That's the third thing.
Don't
That's
just
all
stand there
that's
looking.
all I've added for the scenario for this mission.
I
So
can't
we're
look.
beta for this.
I missed a lot of fours.
I
for it.
can. 3. No.
Fires!
Okay.
Turn that baby around.
Yeah, this there's only one building he's going to be shooting at, which is going to be that one.
Whee!
Okay then.
Okay.
So the way this works is you draw a straight line, which is just going to go through that building.
Right.
There's nothing else there.
I'm ready.
It hits automatically, and it's an energy 13, demolisher 15 hit, which is disgustingly powerful. Basically, if he rolls a 2 up, he does 15 damage points to the building. A 4 up, and the building drops automatically.
Okay, let's
which
do
is terrifying.
Yeah, I can't look.
Which is going to hurt. It's a 4. The building is gone.
Are you kidding me?
The first building is destroyed.
It is gone.
With all my guys in it.
All your guys in it.
There's a Reaper over a little gun over here. But yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that was
That
unlucky
was
there.
not awesome.
That was a 1 in 4. That was. Oh well, you got very lucky last turn.
All right.
building
Well,
is
that's
gone.
how that goes.
And then 2+, that guy that was real
And that
close
guy
to us.
dies because he's really close to the
if
base
I
of the
roll
building.
2+.
If he rolls a 2+,
It does.
which he does. So that's full drops on the rapier and kills that as well. Oh, that's not good.
Kapoof! Now we fight.
I don't like that.
Now we fight.
Now we fight. We're gonna fight it first.
Now,
Fought
the whole
first,
idea of the
I
mission
guess.
was to see that fired.
You say that?
It's fired.
Which is why I did not go out and try and destroy it right away.
Yeah, it's fired. Now you need to be winning that close combat. You know, you're not in a terrible position here, though. If you can destroy that building before his men run away, then it's all about this and this here.
Right.
If you can kill all his men in there by dropping the building on him, you've done the same to him.
Yeah, that's...
Also, very soon you might kill all the destroyers, in which case it'll be you firing the laser, not him.
Right.
But we'll see. It's going to be a close one.
So, walk us through close quarters combat.
So now this is your time.
CQB.
That's your time to be playing this.
Okay. Op4 training. At the end of step 1, determine dice number of CQB fight sequence. One friendly infantry base adds a number of dice equal to its remaining DP to the dice number.
You can
that's
actually
5.
play both, because they both target different bases. They target one base rather than the squad.
Oh, okay.
So you can play them both.
Then I
which
do
is
that.
Immense.
Now
Bam.
I'm screwed.
This is immense. That's going to get you a lot of dice.
10 extra dice.
You can't target the same thing with 2 cards, but they're targeting a base, not
Okay,
the squad,
got it.
so you can spread them.
Okay, so walk us through, Dave.
Right, so CQB, everything has a CQB value. Normally for basic infantry it's just 1. These guys aren't basic infantry. Praetorians have a CQB value of 3.
3?
And so do destroyers.
They get 3 dice each?
Each man gets 3 dice.
So I get
The way it
30
works,
dice
it's damage
plus
points.
10 dice.
Damage points times
Right.
CQB value. So
Right.
that's 15 dice per base.
So 30.
These give you an extra 5 dice.
Okay, so I need to get 20 dice, 20 dice out.
You need 40 dice you've got, which is horrendous.
Okay, Dave, so what happens now?
Right,
got
so
my dice.
you now roll on a table. It's a very simple table. It's just enemy armor value, and then it gives you a roll you need to damage them. Destroyers are tough. They've got armor 4, which for infantry is very high. It means you need 6s with these dice to inflict damage.
What?
You're only armor 2, and he needs 4s on his dice to inflict damage.
I get 18.
Yeah.
I get 18 dice.
He only gets 18, and you've got 40.
Yeah, but that's... I
You've
need
got
6s
40,
and he only
but
needs
also
4s.
you've got 10 guys in there. He's only got 6. So each casualty you inflict is more significant.
Right.
And then I have a 4-up passive save, and you have a 4+ dodge.
Yeah, so you basically both get a 4-up save from those afterwards.
Who rolls first? Is it
It's simultaneous. It's always
Okay, so I'll
simultaneous.
go ahead and go first.
All right.
So this base is attacking with 20 dice.
Yep.
15
Might as well
normally,
get these out of the
and
way.
then plus 5 for the Op4 training.
Yeah.
Okay, and I need 6s.
You need 6s to do damage,
And
yeah.
every 6 is a guy that's dead.
Yeah, he gets a save afterwards, but we'll see how that goes first.
4.
Okay.
That was good.
That's 4 there, that was good. Okay,
and then now
that's
the other
one
base.
Praetorians roll a lot of dice, they're scary. Plus we've had 2 command cards here to make it even more. There's a lot of dice being rolled.
That's 3.
That's
That
3.
was about average.
Okay, we may as well do the saves now, just so we've done those.
7 total?
Yeah, you've got 4. You take all 7 at once because it's not based on base.
4-ups?
He's looking for 4-ups here. Oh, look at that! That's ridiculous.
No way.
Two
2
guys.
guys die. That's it. Not even below half strength. That was
Well, the average would have been 3.
yeah, which a whole base would have been nice.
Right.
Yeah, I just
There
get
you
to roll
go.
this twice.
Okay.
My little bucket is much smaller,
Okay.
but they're red.
He's looking for 4s.
They're red, so they're
red.
faster, better, and they're going to roll a lot of 4+. Or not.
Or not.
Right at half.
That was average.
That's average.
Okay, so that's the first set. That's 4.
Okay.
And then 4.
4 and 4.
So you've got 8.
Okay,
You've
so
got
here
a
it
dodge
goes. Now,
save.
is this separate on each base?
It's all you just roll them
all
all
one.
together.
Okay.
Casualties
Okay.
are just taken from one base till they're dead, and then it moves on to the next one.
Okay, here we go. That was average. I lost 4 guys.
4 guys. So that's fairly even. Neither of you have to take a leadership test, a fortitude test, because neither of you
One
are
off.
below, neither of
That's
you are
2
below half strength.
Okay.
And so that's going to continue next turn.
That was a good fight.
That's not
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, off camera, I activated my tank battle group, put 4 damage on the building, taking me to 10, and so 10 out of 30. And now I tried to kill the Desolator, but I only put 4 out of 6 damage points on it. So Gary is now activating the Desolator. So go ahead.
And get you.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, first of all, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So I play the Relentless Advance, which gives it an additional +3 moving fire,
Okay.
which is a fantastic Scourge card,
Yeah.
which gives
Very
me
useful.
12 inches.
So he's going to get stuck in. Those rapiers over there could reaction fire, but they're out of range, sadly.
Right to
They're
there.
going to be
Are
out of
they?
range. Yeah, 18 inches. They're going to be out of range, unless you think otherwise, but
No, they are.
they're out of range.
They are.
Yeah.
We will go to there.
Wom, 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 wom.
And then we will go kapoosh!
Kapoosh! Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of...
Awesome. So it hits everything within 6 inches, friend and foe.
Yep. On
Okay.
a 3+, although
Okay.
sadly it's all foe at the moment.
Right.
Middle
So-
to middle.
Yep,
It's
so,
not going to get all of them, I don't think. Is
no,
it?
but it gets to the back
Yeah,
row
it
there.
gets most
Oh, well, heck, I should have moved all those guys back, knowing that he could have done that.
You didn't, but if I didn't have that 3-inch movement, I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, he wouldn't have made it.
Oh,
If he
okay.
didn't have that card.
Oh, the card allowed him to move
Like an
3
extra
inches
3
more?
inches
Oh,
An
So,
extra 3 inches.
these two
That
are
was such a
outside,
big
these
deal.
two are out of
Okay.
the 6 inches,
great.
barely. So,
Yeah.
these are all, the rest of them are all in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And because it might matter on position, maybe? Should I roll one at a time, or just roll?
It's not going to matter much. I mean, the rapier is the only one to roll separately.
Okay, so
You've
I'll
got
roll
the
for the 6 of these.
Sabers.
3
Okay.
pluses.
Oh!
Wow,
Oh.
that's devastating.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Energy 11.
Armor 10, so it's forced to kill. Oh, that's... No,
Wow.
that's alright,
Three.
actually. That could
Three-
be worse.
three
Could be
die.
worse.
Okay.
And
3
then,
Sabers die. Might as well be these 3.
and then 1 rapier. Hits.
That's hit as well. Okay, this is getting a bit...
Dies.
That's dead as well. That's
Wow.
pretty devastating.
That was not awesome.
And we're not done yet,
Okay.
because I also hit this building.
Okay.
Hits, because it's 2 plus, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And energy 11. Nothing.
Nothing.
This building. Hits.
Hits. 2 DP.
2 damage.
Okay. I've got D10s for that.
Might become important later on. We'll see.
Now we
Then you've
measure.
got the 2 rapiers.
Now we measure 12 inches out from it.
Oh,
You
okay.
need
So
6s
there's
to
a
hit. You
secondary
need 6s to
effect.
hit now.
Okay. So it doesn't hit this guy.
No, it's in an aircraft.
Air.
It only hits ground units.
And
Oh, I
luckily
didn't
my
know that.
air are all out of the way. My stuff, nothing's in the way, so these will be affected, plus these 2.
Okay.
So the 2 rapiers, 6s, nothing. The 2 gladius,
These are the ones I want to hit.
nothing.
Well,
But that was
that was
devastating.
so much
enough.
killage.
That's 4 tanks dead. Still, it's dead next time you shoot.
Right.
You'll get your revenge on that, and that is a lot of points because
Nice.
his level 5 commander is
Plus
on
the
board.
cards
Yeah,
and
so
the other
all
thing.
his cards will go. His initiative will go.
But I did get
But that's normally how the
Yeah.
the thing works, right? You can't just sit
generally,
in there
you've
forever.
just got to get in there and accept that it's going to get shot at.
Is
It's
this the
probably gonna
only
die.
Scourge?
That's the only
commander
Scourge
type?
command vehicle at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, great.
At the moment, again!
Another
yes!
moment, yeah.
He always says at the
Yeah.
moment.
One more, I'm going to catch you on all that, dude.
It's like, this is the only not, yeah.
This is the only
At
Scourge
the moment,
command
we
unit
don't
at
have a
the moment.
28mm full-scale version of this game.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking about that. I mean, we are doing a 30mm scale collector's edition range.
I saw that. That's cool.
And that's going to be like a couple of our popular kits that we know people like.
Right.
If it's popular, we'll do more of them.
Right.
It's going to be very ad hoc, kind of just. If people mail in, I really want a 30mm or Jaguar or whatever, then
That's
we'll build
great. And that would be like that tall.
Yeah. The first one's the Aries, which is about this big.
Right.
Fully posable, like right down to the toes. You can pose all the legs and.
Oh, that's
and everything,
amazing.
which is it's a really nice kit.
That's
That'll be out
amazing.
soon.
But what we were talking about right before I had to start filming was Scourge command units. And us mentioning that is the only one of them. Shawn was mentioning that.
Yeah, every race only has one
And then
at the moment.
somebody was saying, at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's the big hint. So if you're watching these videos, you are getting, this is like
Oh,
right on the line.
no! You see how he spun that into something? You didn't say anything.
No, that's cool.
That's all stuff that's way ahead, I'm sure, but it's still all
It's on the way.
possibilities for new armies. Remember, I'm the news and rumor guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Gladiuses not getting very much airtime. They shot at 2 tanks over here and destroyed them.
2 heavies, the Slayers are both dead now.
Now, in an activation-based game, you want to try and kill things that haven't activated yet, because you take away their potential damage. So even though I wanted to kill this thing out of hideous revenge, I didn't activate my anti-air. He has moved his anti-air in form of the minders over here.
He's redeployed using the intruder, which is a nice move because that's right in the middle of all your dropships, and it's just annoying, especially for these two. Because as soon as these
Because
two,
if I move them, he can do
or shoot
reaction
them, or
fire.
do anything, so he's going to reaction fire when you do anything with them at all, which is going to be annoying.
But I can't this round.
Not this round because he's moved.
So you have a round
you
to
can get
take
out of the
them
way.
out.
Basically, you can. To be honest, you're better off just ignoring them and just getting out of range. But they are annoying because they've got this big bubble that you can't move through
Right.
without being reaction fired against,
Right.
which is a real pain. But it's fine because what you're going to be doing is rocketing the hell out of this building.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're fine.
basically it.
Although you'd be pushing 36 inches actually by going much further back.
Which
So
is why I
it is
was
annoying.
trying to get them out of range.
It is annoying.
And I was trying to hit his damage build, his things that damage buildings.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Alright.
now what?
Now it's my turn. I'm going to activate my big battle group.
Okay.
And upon
She
activation,
hasn't really done anything yet.
Jink
That's
and
his
Weave.
biggest battle group in the game.
Yeah, but here they come.
Jink and Weave.
Jink and Weave, yeah,
Oh, did you just play a card?
Yes.
he did. That makes it very hard for you
Now,
to get a
now you
clear
need to
shot
hit
against
sixes
them.
to hit him.
Right.
To be honest, ignore
So
them
it gives +1 to the skimmer
until
thing,
they
right?
activate
But
next.
you remember
so-
how I told you why the big groups?
Right,
That
Yeah.
infected 6 models.
right.
Yeah, 6 tanks there.
6 hard-hitting anti-armor tanks. Now
There's nothing you can do about them. You just have to. Well, I mean, I wouldn't shoot at them now. You've got better things to shoot at than them right now.
Well, the only thing that hasn't activated is this group, right?
Yeah.
And
this
then,
turn.
I still have the bears, I guess. Yeah,
Not a lot
and then
you can
those
do with
guys.
those. Yeah, the bears are just. I mean, you've got the dropship for them. The anti-air's coming after. The one thing that is worth bearing in mind is that's the focal point, and there's a lot of points here tied up around it. So right now Gary is very much in possession of that focal point. But you've got a decent amount of armour alive.
And
so,
explain that.
you know,
Explain how you get victory points around focal points for us. So that's important.
Yeah.
He doesn't-
Yeah, I don't
just
know.
being in
you go
it.
ahead.
Well,
Okay.
I know that you need to be close,
Yeah,
and I think it's 3 inches, but it could be 6.
I think it's 3 inches. 3 inches from the focal point. Which
So
is
what it means is,
But I
any
mean, in
unit-
this case, it'd be we'll do it 3 inches from the edge because it's a structure. So,
So-
3 inches from the edge of that.
And that means that all these units here are currently counting as holding the focal point, including the guys inside. So I've got a lot of guys holding this 2-point objective, even though...
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
You get a
guys,
point-
this is
you
a
get a
long
point-
shot,
you
man.
get
So
a
what are you
point for
doing,
contesting
Gary?
it, though.
So right now, I just moved my anti-air over here because I'm going to be putting pressure on what you can do to destroy this building.
Right.
And these guys are whipping around with Jink and Weave, so they're hard to deal with. So if these get to activate first next round, a lot of your
Okay,
lower
so you're
armor-
not shooting with them.
No, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay.
He hasn't
Because
got much range though. Only a few of them. Will
I
get
don't
to
have
shoot
enough
it.
range to really damage a lot, but I'm going to try and take out this piece of armor by destroying this building.
Okay.
Okay.
So what that is 6 shots which I'm trying to make sure that I can even do it. 6? Yeah. 6 damage times 2 is not enough. No. So no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and shoot here and do some damage.
Well, you do 12 times 2 is 24.
Slayers.
Double up.
6-inch move and fire. So they only move 6 inches?
What? My hunters?
Oh, those are hunters.
Yes.
9, yeah.
Oh, those are heavy tanks.
No, these are normal
they're
tanks.
just these guys.
Okay.
If they're dead, you've killed them.
Oh, okay. I got them backwards then.
So I could get it.
So 9 inches
Yeah, that's not a, this
with
is
a
not
12-inch range.
armored building.
No, that's just a regular armor 6.
Oh, they have Demolisher too.
They do.
So I'm
So he's
gonna,
going to try and be tricksy and bring the building down on that.
on top of
tank.
one of your, on top of one of your tanks.
I'm ready.
Yeah, which is it is an unusual tactic. It's fine.
How many damage points does the
20.
building have? 20.
20.
Okay, go.
So I have 6 shots. They hit on 2s.
So he has the potential to do 24 damage here.
No, because each one can do double damage.
Yeah, max 24.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I have 6
No,
shots.
but if he has
Four
Demolisher
each.
2 and does double damage, he does
then they do
4.
4 each. Yeah,
Okay,
potentially.
go ahead. So 2s to
It is only
hit.
24, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, why not
Yeah.
just shoot the tanks?
Why not
'Cause
shoot
it's
the
a bit
tanks?
of a long shot. Just shoot the tanks.
Okay.
You've got enough range to hit a few of them.
So I'm going to go
12
here.
inches.
If there were like 4 tanks clustered around this building, then I'd say that was worthwhile. Because bringing down a building on ground units is worth it sometimes. But here, there's only one tank.
How far does the building damage
1 inch.
then? Oh, 1 inch.
1
okay.
inch. Yeah. So,
So I'm going to shoot those instead.
he's just going to shoot the tanks now.
So we're going to go here, there.
Okay, so 1 Gladius is down.
Hits. I need 4s.
4s.
And 2
Oh god, he's rolling well here. This is not good. That's a lot of dead tanks. Scourge is rolling
Wow.
very, very well now.
And this is a very protective squad.
You had an enormous amount of luck to get those Praetorians in there, and you've suffered for it ever since.
And
ever
these will be
since
going
it's
first
just been
next
like,
round to try and take out the rest of his armor.
yeah.
Okay, so am I up now? Am I up?
Yeah, you're up now. I
What
think.
else was in that squad?
Just
Oh,
that.
this was, but
Yeah, it's not going to do anything. It's unarmed, isn't it?
yeah, but we still fly it in front of things. Just out here to fly.
So, just to generally be annoying.
Wow, you have really moved to the middle of the board.
Yeah.
Okay, so I activated my command squad. Excuse me. No, I activated this squad,
Yeah,
right?
with the bears and the Praetorians
Right.
and stuff. Yeah.
So what that means is, what's the range on their missile things?
36 against
Okay,
buildings.
so I'm going to move these guys back.
He can't reaction fire because he's redeployed.
Okay, great.
So you're safe there.
So I moved my wolf. Oh, he played Razorbirds and killed all but 1 guy.
he killed an entire base of Praetorians. It does
So
D6
now I
hits.
basically lost that,
It inflicts D6 hits, and of course he rolled a 6.
right?
Now you always have to read the captions on these because that's cool.
Yep.
It says flesh picked clean, the bones in seconds.
Oh,
That's what happened to them.
what the
So,
heck?
You know, and it was
That's
very,
terrible.
very good rolling. He's been rolling incredibly well for the last 2 turns, and
Yeah,
it's just
so
been
that's what
like,
turns have been mine.
So there's 1 Praetorian left alive in that building now.
Okay.
Against
face 4 destroyers.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to take that over.
No.
And I'm probably going to call it at the end of this turn unless something weird happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4 Wolverines against these guys. I'm going to pick 1 tank each.
You're hitting them on 6s because of all the...
Oh, that. Oh,
Yeah,
crap.
you're better off shooting the building.
Yeah.
Well, but their range is unlimited. In that
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
Okay, why not? In that case, I'm just going to hold them back then.
Yeah, run away.
Okay, here we go.
Rain and snow.
It's rain and snow at the same time. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, 2s. Strength 9. So I need what?
4s, yeah.
1.
God.
That's an annoying building.
Okay, and then the pods on this.
Yeah, that's
2s. 1.
And then 5s.
Nothing.
These hardened buildings
Wow, that
really
is
change
not
your cap-
awesome.
They do, yeah.
Because instead of
Because they
trying
have
to
more damage points and it's harder to take the
Armor,
damage
armor,
points.
yeah,
with.
it's the armor.
It's the armor values.
Right.
Armor 8.
So, I shot at the Desolator, but only managed, I only needed 2 4-ups. Couldn't get it.
On 6
Couldn't
dice.
get it, yeah.
Yeah.
And really, I only have 1 guy left. My other objective takers are just toast. Gary is like spreading out. And so I'm going to call it. So, Gary, how about the shake, buddy? Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to play with you and,
It was a lot
and
of
have
fun.
you up.
And you are
So-
extremely daring.
Yeah, I did. I'm calling the moral victory for barreling my guys in there.
Bringing the Praetorians in there.
And all they just got all just murdered in the most horrific ways possible.
After that one piece of amazing
dismembered.
Luck,
Oh wow!
Paid for that for the rest of the game.
No more luck at Christian.
Gary's had all the luck from there on. All the luck, all the way through. I mean, all those tanks dead. Yeah, it's not been. Yeah. It's not been a good couple of turns for Shawn, and it's kind of all gone, kind of all fallen apart for him, really. How did you feel about the scenario?
So, I absolutely loved it, Dave. This being in the middle and able to just absolutely, destroy things makes the game very tense. Like, you gotta get in there.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing to watch out for would be to make it where it's like, like if you get control of it, then that's game.
Yeah.
Because you'll just start annihilating things. But if there's a back and forth, or you can shoot it down. If then it becomes more of like a strategic thing. So
It's only got
my
20 damage points.
Right.
Is that
with only one more point of armor than these buildings.
Okay.
So you managed to do 13 to this one by the end of the game, and that's without really using much armor.
But that was too late.
Yeah, it was too late, really. But I mean, you lost a lot of tanks quite early on to the Desolator.
That was all the last round.
That was all.
Yeah. I mean, we only played 3 turns, right?
Yeah, I mean that's unusual for it to be.
It is. That's way crazy.
Yeah.
But Shawn played ultra aggressive. I played ultra aggressive.
It was just bam.
And you can see in 3 rounds that you were in the center of the board and over here. This is just nuts that this much has gone on in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And the 3 rounds were exhausting in the amount of dramatic events that unfolded. To get into here, the close combat was just crazy with the cards that Shawn played.
Yeah.
And it was just one crazy thing after another, and the game was dynamic and probably new things that David hasn't ever seen happen.
No, I mean, it could have gone really differently so easily. Like the destroyers, you made some really great saves on those. If you just failed 2 more of them, failed the leadership test and ran away, Shawn would have been the occupier of that building, and it would have been him firing the laser next turn, which would have been this building would have been toast. And then suddenly it's a totally different game. Then you're trying to blow this building up.
And then I would try to blow up that.
Your tanks are then not shooting at his tanks, freeing his tanks up to shoot at you. So it could have really swung very, very differently, but it just didn't quite work out that way.
No.
That Desolator should have been dead. It shouldn't have survived that long.
It should not have. No,
it really shouldn't have done it. It was fired at a lot and ought to be dead by now. And that would have meant Shawn would be winning initiative more often. So it's a real sort of... it could have been different. Probably if it was me who advised Shawn to put both those squads in that building, if he found the objective quicker and got out, that would have been better, but he didn't, and that's just... Also, you won initiative on that turn. Shot the building before Shawn had a chance to roll for the objectives, which would have been 2 dice on a 5-up, which isn't terrible. If you found it, you'd have instantly piled out of the building and gone somewhere else, and you'd have had nothing to shoot at with your laser. So it all went bad for Shawn, really. Every roll that could have been good, apart from that one daring dash that went amazingly well, apart from that, everything else went wrong for him.
Right.
Normally you don't have a kind of, I think it's probably game situation on turn 3. That's very unusual.
Now, talk to me about the new units you've published. How could those have affected this game? Okay,
well, Scourge players would be well off with some of the heavier stuff in this mission. Things like the new Stalkers. Stalkers would be pretty powerful here because they're good holders of position. Because the Scourge, they're not so good at holding ground, really. The Stalkers are quite good at that. And for focal points, that's good. The Annihilator would have been great because it's great at demolishing buildings.
I love that.
And there's a lot of big, heavy buildings to demolish here, so the Annihilator would have been a nice choice. Those are a couple of Scourge units that would have made things different, somewhat. UCM, well, you've got a lot of things you could use. You've got longbow artillery, which would be quite nice.
Artillery's always
katanas are generally better at destroying buildings, but not hardened buildings, so they wouldn't have been the right choice. The sabres were a better unit to have.
But they could fight my skimmers.
Fireblades, though, they fight the skimmers better slightly. Fireblades would have been great. Fireblades could have cooked men out of here as well. Oh yeah, no, they're not. There's
that's interesting.
Immune from flame weapons in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because otherwise it's too easy to just burn all the men out. But here, you could burn all them out, and that would have been nice. And the Fireblades are great at that. The Eagle gunship.
Fireblades are UCM.
UCM flamethrower tanks.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Just
saw
they
those.
do one thing only, which is cook men out of buildings. But
Right.
here, because they're toughened buildings, flamethrowers are one of those things. Earlier on, when we had less scenarios with tougher buildings, people generally weren't taking flame weapons because you just blow the building up.
I love the Tormentor for the Scourge.
But when the buildings are tougher, suddenly flame weapons become a lot more powerful because you can then remove the men rather than blowing the building up.
And Tormentors are another...
And just
The
bombard
Eagle?
stuff.
Yeah, in Dave's...
The Eagle gunship, yeah, because it could sit right at the back and bombard buildings from long range, which is what you wanted to be doing here. You didn't really have enough stuff that was powerful enough against buildings in this mission. Because there was that moment where it was like, right, you've got to bring that building down with everything you had, and you just didn't have enough. There just wasn't enough anti-building firepower here to really make a difference. Yeah, it could have been. I mean, you didn't roll all that well. Again, like everything else in this game, apart from that one bit, that building probably should be down to 10 damage points left rather than 17.
It should be, yes.
It should be
and
more
there should be more
damage
damage done in the
and the men
units.
as well basically survived unscathed, and they shouldn't have done. There should be
guys took a little
like 2 casualties, but there should be more dead men in there. It just went that way, you know.
Well,
The drum
I'm ready
bass,
for
of
the
course.
rematch.
The Ferrum is
Yeah.
always.
I'll see you next year, Gary.
Okay, and we will definitely do a rematch again.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dave. Great to have you. And thank you, Blue Table fans, for coming along for the ride as usual.